we're live. Okay.
Good.
Let me make sure all that data, the data sending Grant. All right, streaming on Rumble. Streaming on YouTube. Okay, cool. So let me go check all these out, Grant.
Ed, let me ask you a question.
What?
Was there ever something when you were younger that you thought was like the epitome of wealth? Like if somebody had it, you thought they were rich, but now that you're older, you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't shit. Mainly because it was like the commercial or something that made it like that. Like I'm gonna tell you mine. You remember that Viennetta cake, the ice cream cake?
Yeah.
I used to think my grandma had that. I used to think my grandma was rich as hell because like the commercial made it, like the butler put it on the plate and it was like kind of like Grey Poupon. Like I thought if people had Grey Poupon, they were rich.
Yeah. That was shit, honestly.
Well, I know I know that now.
All right. Let's see. Let me get a link.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. Quick question. You can't think about it.
What's that?
All right. I mean, you gotta think off the top. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3. Favorite Halloween candy.
Favorite Halloween candy? I don't know. Nerds gummies.
Oh, that's all right. That's kind of a loser answer, but it's all right.
A loser answer? What are you talking about?
The answer.
What is my favorite?
You have to think about it.
I just like Snickers and like Twix and stuff, man. Like regular.
The answer is Reese's peanut butter cup.
No.
Followed by Kit Kat.
I'd take a Twix over that any day. Or Kit Kat. Yeah, definitely. All right. We are live. Episode 49.
I remember one time I went and when we were in Starkville, there's a old lady up the street that gave out king size Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And I went and got one, and I went home and changed masks and went back and got another one.
Oh God.
I'll never forget that. Dude, who gives out king size Kit Kats? Nobody.
That's true.
I thought that one was wealthy.
All right, that's good. All right, and let me check Twitch. Let me check old Twitch. All right, that looks good. Talk shows. Yep.
All right, here we go. Here's another question. You ready?
Yeah, go
Quick
ahead.
answer off the top of your head. Worst Halloween candy.
Oh, the whatchamacallit, candy corn.
Candy corn. That's up there. Candy corn or the candy pumpkins. Same thing. Like just because you turn them into pumpkins doesn't mean it's any better.
That's true.
Or anything that's like licorice. I fucking hate licorice.
Yeah, I don't like licorice.
Twizzlers
either.
is garbage.
My son actually likes the strawberry one.
Man, I just can't.
He always gets it at the movie theaters, like the strawberry Twizzlers.
You ever ask him, son, why do you like this? Because it tastes like
he just likes it. The strawberry version.
It's like worse. I
don't know. Bad.
I don't know. Maybe
I could think of so many other like bags of candy I would pick from a movie theater's selection than
that. Your son when they literally got the worst candy.
Both my daughters are a Kit Kat.
That's right.
They go Kit Kat bags.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I like the sour punch straws. I like those.
Those are good.
Those are pretty.
But your son literally went to he got the worst candy. It's like, that's the worst candy I can get.
He loves those, dude. He loves
God,
those.
Man.
I did. We're live on everything. I've checked everything. We're good. We are live on everything.
What do you think is the worst? What do you think is the worst
video?
Candy?
What?
What do you think is the worst candy?
The worst candy? I already told you the worst candy.
No, not Halloween candy. Just I'm saying, you think that's just the worst candy overall?
I hate sweet tarts. Where they are?
Nah, come on, dude.
You know what I'm talking about? That powder crap.
You know what the ones where you had to take the little straw, like the little stick?
And no. The actual, the wrapped ones with the little circles. They're like tiny Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, no, those things, man. Those are classic. Those are good.
Garbage, dude. Fucking garbage.
I bet you like.
I hated those as a kid. No, I liked like the, the powder stuff. You had that little thing you just dip in. What were they called?
It's called dips.
Something? Dips, right?
Yeah.
I literally just said what it was. But yeah.
You did. Now one time I thought I was cool, and I was like, I was in the 7th grade. This is the first time I was in was at Armstrong.
Yeah,
and I was like, watch this, everybody, and I tried to snort it like cocaine.
you dumbass!
I got a nosebleed.
I bet you did.
I got a nosebleed. Had to go to the
Fucking
nurse.
idiot! You're an idiot. All right.
Oh man.
Let's see. Damn,
Peeps
Halloween's like 2 days away.
Peeps are also garbage too.
Guess what is also 2 days away, Grant?
What?
Dragon Age: The Veilguard release. Yeah, we're going to stream it, buddy. We're going to stream it. Well, I'm going to stream it. You can join in on the discussion as we play it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It is going to be spoilers. I'm just going to straight up play it all the way through.
That's
or as long as I can stream it, really.
I feel like talking more about candy than Dragon Age.
Why? That's a big game release, dude. What are you talking about? It's a huge game release.
Jelly beans are garbage too.
Jelly bean, yeah, they are.
Peeps are trash.
Jolly Ranchers, I love.
Oh yeah, Jolly Ranchers are great.
Yeah,
I don't like anything marshmallowy. Like I don't like marshmallows.
Peeps are garbage, dude.
Those are
horrible.
Those are awful, man. Like I don't know what it is about them. It's like you bite into it and it's like it doesn't chew right. I don't know. It's just weird. It's like I don't think it's real marshmallow. It's like I don't know.
Yeah. What else? Some people give away like Hostess, like Twinkies and stuff. Yeah, I know you like them Twinkies, boy.
I'd have 18 outfits to go around and keep going through the line. Like, sir, weren't you just
here? Zingers or whatever they are. Yeah, they have all types of stuff.
Like, excuse me, are these off-brand Twinkies?
We go the small Snicker bars, Twix, all the major like good candies. That's what we hand out during Halloween.
You buy the variety bag at Walmart, don't you?
We don't know. We don't. No, we don't. Like a lot of the variety bags are just cheap, filled with a bunch of off-brand crap candy. Now we hand out the good stuff. Okay. Make sure the kids get the good stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a pretty good Halloween in our neighborhood. What about yours? Besides the murders,
boy, it's really Halloween in my neighborhood.
It's Halloween every day in your neighborhood. You walk out the door, see your next door neighbors, boy.
They're like, trick or treat, bow.
No, we have a good Halloween. We do one at our church too, like a trunk or treat. Those are pretty good. They set up games and all types of stuff there.
That's how you know it's wealth. That's how you know you're wealthy, when you have names like trunk or treat. Like
trunk or treat.
The fucking white people.
Trunk or treats are everywhere.
No, it ain't here. It ain't here.
No, it ain't there.
You better hide your rims.
Yeah, hide your hubcaps.
You gotta fucking lock your doors like the Purge.
Yeah. All right, Grant. What you say, buddy?
Let's
go get into it.
Let's do it.
Want to start it?
Start it up.
Let's start. All right, starting now. Let's do that intro.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast, and as always, I am joined by the guy who's got 7 bags of candy corn ready to go. My boy, Ed Phillips. What up, my boy?
That blasphemy on me. We don't do candy corn in this household. I can tell you that.
That's what your sons go bring back to you. Daddy, I brought you your favorite.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell him.
You'll have like a bag full of it.
I'm gonna tell him. Say, look, your dad really loves candy corn. Make sure you get a bunch of it for him.
No, let's see. My son's going as Toothless from
okay.
What is it? How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My daughter's going as an Arctic Fox. She loves Arctic foxes. Like, that's her favorite thing. And my oldest daughter, I don't know what she's doing. I think she's doing Hufflepuff, like, costume from Harry Potter.
Is she still at the age where Halloween's not cool anymore?
She loves Halloween. So does her friends.
You know, there's a lot of people who are like, they go through that stage where it's like, once you turn a certain age, it's not cool. But then when you get to college, it's cool again because everybody does it. They just do it. They just do it a different
That's
way.
because the girls dress
Yeah.
a certain
I
way.
know.
In college.
It's different in
It's like an
college.
excuse to wear certain things.
I
Yeah, which I didn't mind that in college at
didn't
all.
either. I was like, man, Halloween.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll do that in the neighborhood and probably do a trunk or treat. I think that's going to be tomorrow. Actually, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow too. But Grant, you ready?
We're not here to talk about doctor's appointments. We're here to get
Yeah,
to the
we're
nitty
not.
gritty. We're here to kick ass.
We're here to talk about some good news. This is going to be maybe a long podcast. I don't know. It might be a long podcast.
Could be.
Yeah, but let's go over some gaming news, set the
Okay.
tone, some excitement for some things that are coming out.
Mhm.
And then we'll go into the hot topic, which is Dragon Age, the new Dragon
God.
Age game coming out in a couple of days. But we're going to go over some early reviews that we saw. All right, first things first, Grant. Let me pull up this image.
Okay.
This is big news. I'm so glad they're doing this. I'm really excited for this. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition was announced for the Switch coming March 20th, I think, of 2025. If no one has played this game,
It's a good game.
because the regular Xenoblade Chronicle, those were great, but this one kind of fell under the radar. It was in my opinion, it was released in maybe a system too soon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Came out on the Wii or Wii U. But this game, dude. So if you're wanting to scratch that itch for that Xenogears, ground combat and can change into a mech whenever you want to, this is the game, dude. Like, this is the game. It brings the ground combat, the combo system that you see in all the Xenoblade games, but it brings mechs that you can actually ride around and do combat in and fight huge monsters on the map. It's open world, just like all your other Xenoblades. This one kind of fell under the radar. I wasn't going to say the story is as good as the other Xenoblades, but it's still a legit game, dude. I enjoyed it. They're bringing it to the Switch. I'm really happy for this one.
So what are they doing graphics wise? Is it
It's upgraded.
Okay.
It's going to be upgraded graphics. Like just pretty much like a HD remaster, but it's going to have better graphics.
Gotcha.
But overall, I mean, it was a fun game, dude. Like, I enjoyed it. My daughter and I played all the Xenoblade games. She loves those. She hasn't played this one though. But we're gonna definitely get this for the Switch and play it. This this is the kind of game you're gonna like, dude. It's really good.
I will play it.
Yeah, it's really good. But like in Xenogears, you had that. We haven't had many games like that RPG wise. When you go from a ground combo system, and then you can go into Xenogears, right? Mm-hmm. And fight in those.
Yep.
This just kind of brought it back in the day. Brought it back and filled that RPG itch for, having mechs and stuff like that. And also, you're fighting with swords and guns on the ground and stuff like that. So it's a great game, dude. I'm really glad they're bringing it back. So I'm excited for this one. All right, let's do this one. This is also news. This is going to be involving BioWare.
Who BioWare?
BioWare. All right. So this piece of news, they're working on Mass Effect 5.
Okay.
Is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't know.
We'll find out Friday.
They're trying to. They said. Now I'm just saying what they say. They're going to bring it back to the mature tone of the original trilogy of Mass Effect 1 through 3. Andromeda was really that good of a game. It was okay, but it really wasn't. Didn't feel like a Mass Effect to me. But they're trying to bring it back to the original trilogy, and they're not doing the same stylized visuals as they did with the Veilguard. Thank goodness. All right, because I would never want to play Mass Effect like that, honestly. Yeah. So they are working on it again with the Dragon Age and what we've seen so far that's available in the Dragon Age. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Is it going to be all those kind of ideological our world political crap put into it? I don't know. Is it going to have pronouns? Yes, it will.
Oh, God.
You already know from the get-go it will. But who knows? Maybe they'll hit with this game. I don't know. Is BioWare back? after the Veilguard comes out in a couple days. Is it? I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll stream it and find out. Okay, Grant. Next piece of news. This is actually, I was thinking about renaming our podcast to like
Mhm.
Notre Dame's gaming podcast or something, because
I
we
know.
called this a long time ago on one of our early podcasts.
Actually,
We called this. Not only did we call the Concord failure, but we did kind of call this also in one of our early podcasts.
we did.
So
I said it. I
Yeah.
gave a time and a date.
I said this was released today, just a couple hours ago. Sony is shutting down Firewalk Studios, of course, who created Concord.
Mhm.
And, they've lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this game.
Hundreds
It's
of
a
millions of
failure.
dollars.
Character design was complete garbage. We've talked about that many times. But everything about this game, it was released way too late. No one wanted this. No one asked for it. We already have Overwatch 2, and you have others. And you have some rising ones that are going to be different in the genre, like Deadlock and maybe Marvel Rivals. That looks different. But this was too much of a Overwatch clone.
Yeah.
Too much. But not only that, you had shitty character designs.
Yeah. Very
Like
bad.
you try and compete with them with crappy. I mean, who does this? This represents nobody in the gaming
None of
community.
that.
Like no one wants to play these characters. They're not good. They're not well designed.
Hey, let me
And
play
we
with
called that a while ago too.
Hey, let me play with the fat person with high blood pressure.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. So like this was coming. We knew this was coming, especially after the shutdown of Concord.
Not only
And
that,
when we first saw the Concord presentation in one of the showcases earlier this summer, we
In
called
July.
it dead on arrival.
Mhm.
We called the studio was probably going to shut down. We called all that.
What I didn't know at the time is how much they spent on it.
Yeah, we did not know how much they spent on it. Let me remove that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. You know it was you knew it was going to this was going to happen once they introduced the pronouns. It got backlash, and then they tried to go in there and take the pronouns off like it never happened.
Well, they on Steam. This is where it's so stupid. They had the LGBTQ
Mm-hmm.
tag on Steam, and they got that removed.
Yeah.
And they pretended like they weren't with the pronouns and everything in the backstory of some characters and who they were. They pretended like it wasn't, some type of ideological input from their team or something like that. They try to hide a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't even forget all that. All you had to do was just look at the base character design and every single character they had.
They
in the
all
game.
look the same. I mean,
It
every
was
game
just
that's like that's
stupid.
the same. Yeah.
No one was appealing. The footage they showed of the actual combat, that the arena style hero shooter combat, it looked the same as everything else.
Yeah.
There's nothing that it didn't stand out. It had nothing, I guess, original to it. And like you said in the earlier podcast, it came out 5 to 7 years too late, right?
Too late.
Way too late.
The only way this game would have worked is if, like you said, the characters would have appealed to people. Ed, there's a reason why Street Fighter keeps getting remade and being a success. Because when you log in, you're like, hey, my favorite character is Ryu because he looks cool. My favorite character is E Honda because he looks cool. Dalsim, all these players, when you get on Concord, it's like, hey, I want to play with fat girl who's shaped like a triangle. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And they're great. I mean, they're generational characters. Chun-Li, Cammy. I mean, like Ryu, Ken, all cool characters, and Bison. Yeah, just great character design. And I feel like these guys, these newer, I guess, modern audience developers don't understand that. They've lost that concept of having a cool character design. I mean, think about it. Think about Final Fantasy VII, how cool Cloud was, his character design. And I know some other characters on there too. But would it be the same if you just had a bland character that you represented Cloud, like a very bland design? It wouldn't be.
Let me ask you a question. Would it be as cool if, let's just say, you had Squall as Cloud?
Yeah, it wouldn't probably be the same reception, honestly, if you think about it. I mean, Squall was okay.
Was right.
He's a lot better character design than most of this new crap.
He was just the emo. Oh, everybody hates me.
Yeah. But all right, Grant. I think it's time we move on to the subject of the day.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, so let's talk about Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Let's talk about the early reviews
Let's do it.
that were handed to Pacific people, Pacific publications.
Very specific.
Very Pacific. All right, so right now it's sitting on Metacritic before the release, after all the early reviews have been announced. It's sitting at an 84, I think, on Metacritic all together. And I think Open Critic is like an 85 or something like that. All right, so for our podcast, since we are a gaming podcast, but we'll be live streaming it on the release day. As soon as it comes out, I'll be live streaming it, and we'll go through the character creator, all that, the combat. And eventually, once I'm done with the game, we'll give our final opinion on it. But I'm going to give my opinion as I play the game also and what I think about it. But Grant, all right, so for these reviewers, let's go over some reviewers and let's see a common denominator in some of these reviews. Okay, there's a common denominator. And I don't know if these reviews are truthful. Are they playing to their I guess identity politics and being I guess not fair with their reviews, and it could play both ways. But what I've seen is a common denominator in a lot of these reviewers. And so what I did was kind of pull some snapshots of these reviews of the people reviewing them and see if they're actually giving it a fair score instead of playing to their political ideologues or I guess maybe even gender and all that stuff, pronouns, all that stuff. So let's take a little stroll.
And real quick, before we do that, for the people who were really just don't know what we're talking about, this game is getting very big pushback for its strong DEI, leftist type ideology.
The main pushback is forcing things upon you.
Correct.
In a fantasy world.
Yes.
And another thing is that
but Baldur's Gate 3 did it too. No.
Totally different. Way more choices.
Yes.
Way more choices in Baldur's Gate. Okay, but this is kind of like playing. All right, it's adding the word non-binary in gameplay. All right, that is our world social thing.
Yeah.
Or gender thing, whatever. It is our world. Okay? This is supposed to be high fantasy. This is a fantasy game, just like all the other Dragon Ages were. This is a fantasy game put in a fantasy universe. Me as a gamer, I don't want our crap, all of our bullshit that we put in games added into a fantasy game. Dungeons and Dragons, Final Fantasies, whatever. I just don't want our real world crap, our made up shit in Western politics and social settings that you see all the time in every show you watch, on the news. I don't want that in my fantasy universe. And and it plays the same to all IPs too.
You will never be a modern day dungeon master. You know that?
No, I would not be. I'd be old school.
I'd have to put up the hand signal on you.
You put up that X. You gotta put that X up, buddy.
Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah. All right. But so let's go over some of these reviewers. Okay, so we'll do the first one. Let's pop the first one in. From the Fade Cafe podcast, Eddie Fade.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it a great review.
No.
What do you notice in this?
A lot.
You notice a lot, right?
Trans flag, he, him pronouns. Okay.
Okay. So that's the first one. Let's go to the next one, Grant. Here's another one from GameSpot. The reviewer for GameSpot gave it a fantastic score.
He, him pronouns.
He, him. Right?
Yep.
There's another one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep moving. This is Tom Hawkins. He also gave it a fantastic score. So what he did was he gave it a great score, right? Mm-hmm. And I was kind of looking through some of his tweets, and of course so when we brought up the DEI stuff about Suicide Squad, how they made Mrs. Freeze completely stupid,
terrible looking, God.
They changed so many things in Suicide Squad to appease a agenda. You could tell it from the bat. Well, he doesn't agree with that. He doesn't think that failed because of DEI. He doesn't think other things that what we brought up in a lot of our last podcasts, such as, putting your ideological opinion on a lot of these designs and how you're going to promote these DLCs, and especially the Suicide Squad. They weren't the only victim.
Yeah.
But he didn't think it failed because of that. He didn't think that game, because of they went with this stupid boy girl look of Mrs. Freeze. I mean, you couldn't tell what the hell. It was just it was stupid design. It was not appealing. It was a stupid design for a bad guy, for that version of Mr./Mrs. Freeze. But he doesn't think that. Okay. He agrees that, it failed because of other reasons. No, it failed because it was a stupid idea and no one wanted to play it. All right. And it did filled with a bunch of DI nonsense. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, this is Greg Miller. Okay. What do you notice of that? Another great score for the Veilguard, right?
Pronouns.
Okay. We'll get to the point of this, but we're just going to keep on sharing a few things. Okay, here's Luke Mitchell, another Checkpoint Australia journalist. Gave it pretty much a perfect score.
Gay flag pronouns.
Okay. Another perfect score to Dragon Age. Let's keep going. Let's look at this one. All right, this is Emma Flint. Okay, she's from Game Bible. She gave it a great score. I think 92 out of 100, maybe a perfect score. No, I think she did give it a perfect score. Mm-hmm. All right, well, after this review, she wrote a piece that she said she's so glad that the game lets you identify as transgender. So this tells me this track record of people giving these a perfect score and good reviews, it's all about this ideology, this fucking religion.
Yep.
And I'm still wondering if these are fair scores. We will find out in 2 days if these were fair scores or not. I will give it a fair score. I played RPGs since I was 6 years old with the first Final Fantasy. I've played RPGs for over 30 years now. Any RPG, major RPG, and at least a lot of them unknown RPGs, at least, ones that slid on the table, I have played and beaten. So I will give this RPG a fair score. All right, so another perfect score. It's great that it has transgenders in the game, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, you can say there's nothing wrong with it, but the track record of all this put together is showing me that they didn't give it a good score because it was a good game.
Yeah.
They gave it a good score because it fit their damn ideology.
Yep. And they have to. And
it promoted it to the point that bigger than most games, any game that has ever came out, major games, can't count Dustborn. That was just a
pile of garbage.
It's a pile of garbage. No one played the damn game. But a lot of people are going to play this game. I'm going to go tell you right now. Like, in my view, I think this is going to be a good RPG game. Like, the basis of it. To be truthful, I think this will be a good RPG. Mm-hmm. Great, elite, game of the year, masterpiece? No.
Not even close.
Okay. I think it will be a good RPG, a solid game. Okay. But I don't trust these reviews because they cannot be truthful sometimes because it is attached to their identity. And this is where I'm kind of getting worried. Like, is this game going to be worse than I think it is going to be? You know what I mean? And a lot of times you can't really trust most reviews, really, if you think about it. There's been reviews of IGN giving games horrible scores, and I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the game. And you can say that about a lot of reviewers. But again, they're opinion articles, opinion reviews, maybe. But their reviews, these major publications, are playing to a wide audience. Because a lot of people that aren't on social media, they might just, look in an IGN article directly and think, maybe should I buy this game? But my hesitation is this. You're adding too many of our deisms into this game. Way too much. To the point that you're basically telling me this is just our world. Is it fantasy? It's really not fantasy. I mean, you have stuff from our world that has only developed in maybe the last 10 to 15 years that has been attached to this game. So let's keep moving on. And this is her continuation of her article. Ever since we first met the Krem, we hoped BioWare would eventually give us the option to play as a trans character. I mean, I don't play a game because I want to play a trans character. I don't play a game because I want to see non-binary or real world isms in a fantasy universe. I don't do it. And I was on the verge of not even streaming this game. Like, I really am.
Yeah.
But I will, because we promised up front that we will.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. Here's Joshua Duckworth, gaming lead for Game Rant, gave it a fantastic score. What do you notice?
Pronouns. And surprisingly, he's surprisingly from Alabama.
We don't know you're a guy or a girl. You got to state it.
Yeah.
But still more made up stupid shit. Again, all this stuff, people don't remember this. Pronouns and all this stupid crap has only been recent in this last decade or two. Like, it's not old. It's new stuff.
I want to say it ramped up around 2016.
Identity politics is going to destroy. All right, if you play identity politics, first you'll destroy your company, you'll destroy your IP, you'll destroy whatever brand you're trying to represent, especially in gaming. You're going to destroy it by playing identity politics because you're too fucking focused on it.
Yeah.
You're not focused on the world building of a fantasy universe.
You'll eventually destroy yourself.
Because your world revolves around that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That is your world. And everyone else is wrong and you hate them. I mean, we've said it before. It's a cult. It's a religion, dude. And it's getting out of hand. Like, gamers do not want this. They want to escape. They see this shit on Netflix every time they watch any show.
Yeah.
They see it on the news. They see it in everything. They want to escape the real world. Don't bring the real world in these fucking fantasy games. Stop it.
Yeah.
Create a fantasy universe that is nothing to do with our world.
Do you remember what happened to the Umbrella Academy? Like, what happened after what's his name? Elliot or Ellen Page?
Yeah.
Yeah. The show went to shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here's another reviewer from Digital Chumps, Ben Sheen. Let me pull the other image up. We can tell what this is going to be because he gave Concord an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh my God.
And he gave Star Wars Outlaw 9 out of 10.
Yep. Okay. So
that buggy game with bland combat, great exploration, but come on now.
And look what it says. Look what it says under comments. What does that say? What does that say? Read that.
Which one?
It says comments closed.
Of course they're closed.
Of course
they cannot take feedback. They cannot take criticism. Yeah, you're going to have some trolls, but you're going to have a lot of people putting their opinion out, and you can't take that?
Can you imagine if he didn't give it an 8.5, that it would probably be below a 1.4? like his score is what got it to a 1.4.
So this is just some of the ones that I decided to pull an image for.
Well, here's the thing.
You want to go through all of them and dude, it's rampant for the ones that gave it a perfect score. It's this gender ideology that is just like, it is their world. So if you make any game that is focused on gender dynamics and anything involving that, it's like they have to give the perfect score. Because if they don't, then they'll get attacked by their own crew.
Yeah.
All right, let me close this. So let's continue the same discussion. This is what I'm getting at. Dragon Age, yes. In the past at Dragon Age, you did have that representation a little bit. But you didn't bring our, I guess you can say, our description, like what we call it in our world, non-binary, and have conversations. Dude, I saw a clip of this Canary in Dragon Age, a clip of talking about being non-binary,
yeah,
and talking about his family and stuff like that. And then I saw the choice and discussion that you couldn't continue a story unless you chose that transgender version of it. Like, nobody wants. I mean, 99.9% of gamers don't want this shit.
Yeah.
But they think they do. They're appeasing this 1% of people. Majority probably won't play the game, honestly, if we think about it. Or even, they'll play it for a little bit and probably pretend like they liked it, right?
Yeah.
You want to have that too. Pretend like they actually played the game, purchased it, and then, say they liked it. So you have the small majority they're pandering to. And they're creating a real world, our Western society within a fantasy universe, which is like, it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to separate. I get if you want to add LGBTQ representation. I don't care. Yeah. Okay? But make it in a fantasy like way. Non-binary, we did that. That's our world. You know what I mean? Like, why add all these gender ideological words inside a fantasy universe? And you're playing it way too much. They're diving into it way too much, dude.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna get on my soapbox here for a second because I've been thinking about this all day.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna cook a little bit. So
cook, Grant.
So where we are in this society, we are a divided country. I don't know if we're to the point of beyond repair, but we're getting there. Left and right. That's the battle. The battleground has been drawn in everything, whether you want to realize it or not. I've noticed. I'm starting to realize that. I didn't used to think that way. I didn't used to think like that. I used to always believe that there was hope. And let me tell you what brought me to this conclusion. So last night we put out a tweet. And what did that tweet say? What did you say? You said the gamers will decide.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, gamers will decide if this game is good or not.
And automatically, you had this. Gamers don't know shit. I mean, you saw that.
Yeah.
You saw the right-wing gamers are going to review bomb it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw a bunch of, different things like that. I mean, just, along this. But then you had the other opposition that were, well, what if we really don't like it? People trying to find the middle ground.
Yeah.
This and that, but they weren't having it.
Correct.
So let me ask you a question. What political affiliation do you associate trans flag, he, him, all that stuff? You see that? What you automatically assume what?
It's left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you automatically assume that the developers are the same way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going. This is my point about the review bombing and stuff like that, and all this other stuff. What if I was to make a game company, right? Let's just say I created a game company, and let's just say for DEI aspects, I hired Latinos, Asians, African Americans, Indians, yada yada. But one common thing that they all had in common, is they were right-wing Trump supporters. Let's just say that, okay? Is that true DEI?
What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, like is that would the left consider that true DEI?
Well, that depends if you have a process in place for your hiring practices that is only catered to
I'm
right.
letting you know. I'm letting you know right now that everybody, it's all in their Twitter.
It's all random hiring practice. Like they were hired for their merits and all that stuff.
I'm hiring people based off their ideologies. Is what I'm.
Oh, you are.
Yes. Okay. That's not real DEI. Okay. Me doing that, right? So now let's continue on. I create a game. Let's say I create a Grand Theft Auto type game, right?
Okay.
But it's full of right-wing ideology. I'm talking about whatever you can think of. Whatever you think of right-wing.
It's arms, all that stuff, right?
It's all
Constitution.
It's all in there. Bibles, Christians.
Yep.
Whatever. Whatever. What do you think would happen when those reviews came out? It would be
a review bombed.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why do you think it would get review bombed? Because they don't like our ideologies.
Correct.
Just like we don't like theirs.
Yep.
It's the same fucking thing. There's no middle ground here anymore.
Grant, the difference is they're
We're wrong.
right.
Exactly. Of
No,
course.
they think
Of course.
they're right.
Yes, exactly.
Like anything outside their little bubble and anyone is evil, Nazi, bigot.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
You know, the trifecta, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, Nazi, bigot, misogynist.
Racist.
Oh, racist. Honestly, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it. Anyway, so anyone outside their bubble, they're going to, they're going to argue with, and they're going to say they are evil, right?
Yeah.
That's what they think. Like a person that believes in Second Amendment rights, Constitution, and stuff like that. Just like you said, if you made a game like that, that's evil.
Mhm.
All right. There's no more. I feel like there's no more common sense people that can. I feel like I'm this way. I can have a regular conversation with any, I guess, left wing person.
Correct.
I could.
Yes,
I could treat them. They are a person,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They probably have a family. They have a life. Of course they do.
Yeah.
I can talk to someone like that. But you have some hard nut cases. Yeah, you can say both sides.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, the majority is on the left.
It is.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The left, it is a fucking mind virus, dude. Like it's insane that we have to talk about this, but it is. But then it applies over into gaming.
Yeah.
That they think gamers that sit down and just play games, long work day for older people, kids play games, whatever, but they want to be injected into a fantasy world or whatever, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever kind of game you're playing without all this new age, modern day bullshit pounded in their fucking faces that they get everywhere else in the world, movies, TV shows, everywhere. They don't want that. They want a good gameplay with a great story with great gameplay. It's so simple.
That's it.
Well-designed characters. Quit making these fucking characters that represent nobody.
Correct.
That are stupid looking. Okay? You're going to ruin your game. Your game's going to fail if you don't make well-designed characters, especially in RPGs, just like Dragon Age and stuff like that. If you don't make well-designed characters, the game's going to fail.
Now, am I going to say that there's not going to be some review bombs? I'm sure there will be.
There will be.
There will be.
Yes,
that are legit review bombs. Mm-hmm. But what happens if majority of the people just really don't fucking like it? Let's just say that happens. You can't let these companies keep propping up shit forever. And that's what they're doing. Eurogamer, all these other fucking companies, they're taking these games knowing what needs to happen for them to prop this game up.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. This game could be a great game. It could be.
Yes. It could be.
It could be. But the thing about it is, let's just say it's not. Let's just say 80% of the reviews that are negative are
it's going to be
reviews.
It has to be, Grant.
Oh, I know.
You don't understand. It has to be a good game.
Exactly. But you know what's going to happen next? It's going to be people's like me and you, our fault for saying this. It's going to be people like Grum's fault.
It's going to be, just because of the negative reviews, the same old shit, and they can't.
This is what I'm talking about.
They cannot handle the fact that people just don't want this crap in their games, man.
Exactly, and
they cannot comprehend that.
The first reviews, the first thing they're going to say is they're going to be, and I saw it. I saw a tweet that said it. It's going to be the right wing people who are review bombing it. How can you verify that? Like you don't know that. You don't know that. What if it's people that identify as you who fucking hate it too?
Yeah.
Then what?
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
This game is going to be protected.
Oh, this game is already protected.
It is protected.
Yeah.
It's protected from any scrutiny. But we'll see here in the next couple of days when we play it and everyone else gets their hands on it. But like I said, I think it's going to be a solid game. But it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10,
Somebody
brother.
fucking said game of the year.
Do not tell me that.
Somebody said game of the year.
Everything we've seen is a masterpiece. This game is going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Take your cyanide pill, buddy, because that's not going to happen. Just take it now because it will not get game of the year.
Because I'm going to tell you straight up. A masterpiece, like let's say bring up some of the Zeldas, right? That was universal praise for the types of games. Those real masterpieces.
Oh, don't talk about old games. Stop living in the past. That's what they say. No, stop living in the
Breath
past.
of the Wild.
Yeah, stop living in the past. That was 4 years ago.
But it was universally appraised, because it was just a great game, pure and simple.
Yeah.
But when you have people getting early reviews, and the early reviews I've seen, quite a bit of them, completely saying it's a shell of a game, of a Dragon Age game.
I saw one review guy said he was bored to sleep. He fell asleep playing the game.
So, but those reviews don't count, Grant.
No, those don't count.
Those don't count. Oh, you never heard of them. We never heard of them. They're not IGN. Really? Why do you keep defending these major publications?
Exactly.
Why do you keep defending these reviews? I mean, you really think you get a fair review in a lot of these games? No, you don't. It depends on who the company is, what the game is about, what cult they belong to. Let's be honest. Like, what are they pushing? The message. Because you see PC Gamer in these games. You saw that shit on Fortnite and the Kamala Harris and Walt's campaign.
Yeah.
Pushing a new map. Boy.
You think
they were losing their loads in that? They saw that. Boy, they
done that for Trump?
They loved it.
You think they'd have done that for Donald Trump?
No, they would not. Of course they wouldn't, Grant. I mean, this is how it is.
They'd have been like Donald Trump, a scourge to gaming.
Yeah. But they released this new map for their campaign, and they're just loving it, dude. Like, game publications are loving it. But we all know, but like, do you really think they're real gamers? No.
Also,
they're not. So why are you even entertaining that?
Also, the people who play Fortnite can't even vote. Most of the people.
Most of the people. But yeah, dude. So, I mean, that's another thing. Like, it really has become to the point that, I mean, it's like a completely divided industry.
Yeah, it is.
You have some real good game companies that they don't want anything to do with politics. And they stay out of politics. They stay out of all the ideologies that we do nowadays.
Man. They
make games.
That's it.
And one game I like is what is it called? Moon Game Studios. The guys who made No Rest for the Wicked are still developing it.
Yeah.
It's in early access right now. Love that game.
Yeah.
But I mean, those guys are just talking about content, patches they're doing. You got a lot of game studios that do that. But then you have game studios that get involved in like real world issues. And you have publications. I mean, they're publications. They can do whatever they want. But, I mean, it's like they think we don't notice. Like, they think gamers are dumb. They have no point of view. Like, everyone that has a, I guess, point of view in something, regardless of what you're talking about, it matters. And as a game company, if I'm seeing someone that has a critique of my game, I'm taking that seriously.
Yeah.
But a lot of companies just brush it off. Like, right wing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not serious.
And the sad thing about it is like, man, you used to have Juggernaut. Like I don't even consider Ubisoft a Juggernaut anymore.
They're really not.
That's the thing is, 3 years ago, when in a span of 3 years, they have destroyed themselves.
And they still have the same CEO.
Correct. Which is mind-boggling. Which I need to learn how that guy can do that, because I want to be a CEO like him, where I can never get fired, basically. The thing about it is whenever an Ubisoft game used to come out, you used to be like, oh shit, this game's going to be tight.
Yeah.
But now when the Ubisoft game comes out, you're like, oh, this gun is garbage. And it is. It's garbage before you even play it.
I'm going to pull this tweet up. Let's see. So someone was, you know what? Fextra Life was also, they're a major website. You get a lot of strategy guys for a lot of RPGs off them, right? You know what I'm talking about, Fextra Life.
Mm-hmm.
They hit Dragon Age and they used Grums as a source. Boy, you know what those replies are like.
Yeah.
Because it was Grums, right?
Yep.
Just nailing them to the wall.
Yep.
Crucifying them. Like they don't have a say-so. Like this game is so perfect that no one else can say anything about it, which is completely untrue for any game, really. That there's always a negative thing you can find. But this game has to be perfect, Grant. It has to be perfect. Dragon Age is perfect. Yeah. It has to be. But anyway, where is this tweet? I'll find it later. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, I was getting the discussion about the Ubisoft, right? The CEO, how he said he doesn't he doesn't want to push agendas, right? He
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Now we're finding out the SBI, Sweet Baby Incorporated, is still involved in a lot of their DEI shit. That's the tweet I wanted to find. Someone broke it down earlier. They're still involved with that stuff. So you're telling. So where is this memo that you're missing, Mr. CEO? Like,
Yeah.
what is that guy's name? Something. He's French. I forget the guy's name. I really want
Pierre,
to.
I still have a job.
What's that?
Pierre, I still have a job no matter what.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to share this. Share my screen real quick. Here we go. But I mean, it's like, it's insane. Screen share. Here we go. Let me see if I can magnify that.
Is that porn?
What's that? No. All right. So I had this response. Okay, that's his name, Guillermo or Guillermot.
You're not. You wouldn't be good in Paris.
No, I would not be. But anyway, so he sent out, our goal is not to push any Pacific agenda. Well, he missed the memo because all his designers, his teams and stuff in Ubisoft are leading back to this DEI crap, this Sweet Baby Incorporated infested stuff that gamers don't want.
I wonder if that guy even knows what's going on. Like, I wonder if he knows what games are coming out. He probably still thinks Rainbow Six is still.
You really wonder, though, don't you?
For real.
I mean,
like,
he cannot see what's going on in his company. Like, it's so obvious. Like, I guess he has no social media presence.
Like,
he has nothing, no idea. And so people just keep it in the dark.
The only thing I can think of is if he is majority owner and CEO.
I don't know. But, so, I mean, it's just going to, this stuff it's not going to end. This won't be the first name, but get ready for Mass Effect 5. Now, they said they're bringing back the veterans from the original Mass Effect trilogy to make this new Mass Effect. But you still got other people on your team.
No, boy.
That they got those writers and, other developers. They have to put their message in a game.
This is going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets a hell of a lot better.
And, we brought up that Stormtrooper thing, like that book.
Yeah.
And the character in that new Stormtrooper book literally had a trans pride flag.
Why?
Part of the armor, like the colors.
What was the point of that?
And Star Wars, in that universe, in a galaxy long time ago,
yeah,
they have a trans flag as part of their colors on their armor.
I'm sure.
Yeah, really?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just these young writers and young developers, man.
They'll spin it to something else. Well, like in this world, it means.
And it's just going to take for some of these guys to just grow up, get back into the real world, which a lot of them, they might never do that. They might never grow up.
The media and all this stuff has poisoned the minds and the hate that these people
have.
Well,
it's on all your screens. It's on Netflix, Prime.
These people
look how they butchered Rings of Power.
There's so much hate in these people's heart. Like I saw a person who this was weird. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to hate. Some guy just gave his stance on abortion. He just said, "Hey, this is how I feel." And that's it. Just simple. Mm-hmm. This guy got a message on Instagram that says, "Hey, you stupid F word. I hope your daughter and your wife both get shot and raped." And and this dude is in a picture with a wife and kid. Like, this guy that sent this message has a wife and a child, and he's sending this stuff.
The guy that sent the message?
That sent the message, yes, said this to this guy. It was like, "I hope you're," like it, dude. It was just like,
I mean, we just said it. Like,
and the thing about it is,
cult, dude,
and the thing about it is, people
but they think they're right.
And the thing about it is,
what he said, he really believes he thinks he's right.
Yeah,
like it's so to say to someone like that.
And I didn't get to an argument with the guy, but the guy said this, and this is what he said. He said, "Well, I'm this or whatever," and he was like, "I think that calling people out is basically being, calling their employer and stuff like that is being a pussy." And I was like, "Well, I'm kind of torn on that." I was like, if this man said something, if the man would have said something strictly about me, like you this talking about me and stuff like, I could take it. I'm just gonna say, either I'm gonna say something about your haircut, I'm gonna eat you up, or I'm gonna leave you alone or whatever. But you bring in somebody's wife and kids, talking about you want them to die and get raped and stuff. You got to pay for that, man. You got to pay for that.
Yeah. That's insane.
Because here's the thing: is do you really want? Because the point I was trying to make is like this guy isn't a representation of your company. Like, so this is what he thinks of people.
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. Like this guy represents your company. He also represents the CEO because he has the backing of the CEO that hired you. So,
do you know what came of the guy? Or?
No, I don't know yet. I think this is I think this just happened today.
I mean, that's firing.
Yeah,
you don't say that kind of shit.
You don't say that stuff.
You don't say it because again, yeah. I mean, did he have like his company on his bio and stuff like that?
Probably not on Instagram, but I mean,
well, it doesn't matter.
Like, people can find
saying shit like that.
People can find you nowadays.
Yeah, and you're working somewhere and you say something like that. I mean, that's immediate removal.
Listen to me.
Especially something like that, dude.
Let me just give the audience advice. Don't take it to that level, man. And this goes for both sides. If you got something to say, you can say something about me. Just say whatever you want about me. I don't give a shit. I can take it. I'm a grown man. I can take it. I don't care. I can take it.
Shiny ass forehead, man.
Oh, listen, man. Wipe it. You see that?
Yeah, man. It's blinding our viewers right now.
I'm gonna go cook with it. But don't take it to that level, man. Don't go after people's families, man. Because that's just, you're going after innocent people that had nothing to do with what. If people are assholes, stick to the topic, man. Stick to them. If you got something to say, you got something. Don't go after people's families, man. That's not the right thing to do. Don't do that, man.
I mean, plus that guy had a family. Like,
yeah, he was posting.
Is that what your image you want your sons and daughters to emulate?
Correct.
Like, what kind of shithead are you?
Exactly.
And if that guy's not fired from his job, like, I'm all for freedom of speech, but that's overboard because you're threatening somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you're threatening harm to someone and their family. That's overboard, dude. Overboard.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's not do that. Don't.
And if they're not removed, then think about who runs that company.
Correct. And
he must be like-minded. Is he part of the hive mind? There's no right from wrong. I wouldn't want to work at that company.
No shit. No. That's the thing, man. Is don't take it to that level. It's not worth it because you can't. There's nothing in this world that can get you this worked up to start saying, like, I don't know. Like, here's the thing: is I can get pretty worked up over some stuff. I don't get worked up that much to take it to that level. Like, and I think if you get worked up, take it to that level, you got something else wrong with you, brother. You need to look in the mirror and do some self-reflection, and that goes for anybody. That's anybody. You don't need to do that for anybody.
I was in the military for 20 years. Like, it takes a lot to get me mad.
Oh yeah. Well, shit, you have to learn infinite patience doing that.
Yeah. You really do. But let's talk about that. What you just mentioned. Like, say there's no repercussions for that guy, and his CEO thinks the same way. That guy's a right wing guy. Yeah. I don't mind him talking. Yeah, he deserves to die.
Yeah,
or whatever like that. Well, the thing is, you have this hive mind infesting these game companies. That's why you don't have a broad, like, when it comes to the game design, creating stories, and a lot of games they don't have different ideas.
Yeah,
because everyone thinks the same, and that's due to DEI hiring practices.
Well, that's exactly.
Because we brought this up in another podcast, how people the people that want to become a DEI, strategist or whatever to hire for a company, they accept those jobs. It takes a certain person that thinks a certain way to accept that kind of job. And who do you think they're going to hire? They're going to hire people that think just like them.
And that's why you see, that's why you see all these programmers and all these people working for these companies talking all that shit because they can.
Yeah.
Because their bosses aren't going to say nothing to them.
And then, but see, the thing is, when they hire these political activists, is pretty much what they are.
Basically what they are.
They hire these political activists to represent their companies as community managers or whatever on social media. And they can't, the thing is, these guys, they cannot keep their fucking politics and the way their real world view on things. They can't keep it out. They can't separate it for some reason. They just can't. Because their concept on the world is right. And it's bad to have a company filled with people like that. Because you have no spectrum of thought. like of spectrum of ideas, different ideas, because everyone thinks the same. So you're creating bland games that gamers don't want to fucking play.
Correct.
So if you're a company, a gaming studio, whatever, please, you got to hire people with different backgrounds and stuff like that. DEI is not the solution, because you're not hiring people with a diverse group of people. You really not. You're not hiring diversity.
Now here's the thing. Is, and what we're saying is I don't really give a shit what you believe in. I don't care what you believe. Here's the thing: is I don't care if you're a Christian, atheist. I don't care if you believe whatever. The thing about it is leave that to yourself. Just make video games. That's it. You can make whatever the hell you can believe, whatever you want to believe, and you can be and dress and identify as whatever you want to identify as. You can. That's your right. That's your God-given right.
Yeah.
What we're saying is just fucking make video games. That's it.
It's just a simple concept.
Just make video games. It's that simple.
So simple, but they don't. Nope. Sometimes. No, they don't want to. They want to inject all that bullshit.
Yep.
But Grant, so in 2 days, we'll do our big live stream for Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I'll give commentary throughout it, what I think of certain things as we live stream it. Not sure how long the stream will be, but it'll be a good bit for the game. And then I'll play the game offline and bring it back every other day until our next podcast. But yeah.
The thing about Ed, let me tell you, the thing about Ed is Ed's fair. He's going to tell you things that he likes about he'll actually find. He's not going to sit there and just shit on it. I'm sure, because here's the thing about Ed is Ed can find something good in the shittiest game. Well, except probably Dustborn and maybe Concord. But other than that,
Dustborn was shit.
Ed, the thing about doing this is he's able to find something positive out of anything.
I mean, I'm a gamer for 30 plus years, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I played RPGs for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
You know, when they first came out. I'm not talking about ROM and stuff like that. I'm talking about like when Final Fantasy 1 and Dragon Quest released on regular Nintendo. I played them when I was a kid.
Don't forget Mud.
And I played RPGs throughout my entire life. So I can give you if this is a good RPG or not. But there's a common theme in all those RPGs that I really enjoyed, that I thought were fantastic, is that they were built in this fantastic fantasy world.
I guess
this is why my concern of the Dragon Age, because it is a fantasy world, but it's not complete fantasy.
Yeah. And if it's shitty, he's going to tell you it's shitty. Bottom line. You know, the thing, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, a lot of people expect people like us to get on here and just make it a big hate fest, you know, like just hating on everything. And that's not what it is, you know, and mainly you playing it, not me, but you know.
What are you going to play?
Probably play Z-Mud. That'd be funny.
Z-Mud.
That'd actually be like a fun stream, like
just playing Mud, a bunch of text-based, those old Mud games. Yeah. Grant, didn't you say you had a top 10 list?
I do have a top 10 list. It is what holiday's coming up?
Halloween.
So I have the 10 worst Halloween movies of all time.
10 worst.
The 10 worst time. Now, these ain't the 10 best.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they're worst or not.
All right. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead. Hit us with that top 10.
I have a tie for number 1 because I couldn't, you had to put them together.
All right, so we'll start with number 10.
All right. Number 10, The Book of Shadows, Blair Witch Project 2.
That was bad.
Why on God's name did this need a sequel, first of all?
And that wasn't even like the live action, like, you know, like they were filming it. It was just a movie. Like,
they try to turn this into like a movie. And then like,
it's so stupid.
Some things just don't need sequels, and they did that, and it was garbage. Okay. Number 9. Oh boy. House of the Dead. Okay. So this game,
which one?
The first one, 2003.
Okay.
Of course, this is based off the video game which is like in fucking, okay, first of all, let's talk about the video game real quick. The game is impossible to play. Like, that game is so hard. Like, you're constantly getting hit. No matter what no matter how many bullets you have, no matter what, you're not going to beat the game at the arcade. Maybe at home, it's fine. At the arcade, they're taking your money. You're not beating it. But what's funny is it has video game cut-ins in this movie. Like, and like
Say
the acting,
what?
it has video game cut-ins. Like, so it's like, God, man. So it's like it'd be like movie scenes, and then it'll have like quick video game cut-ins, like trying to like base it all together. Like, I don't know, dude. It's weird.
No,
It's
that's
fucking
weird.
It's fucking
I
terrible.
don't think I've seen it. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, don't.
Okay.
All right, number 8, Pumpkinhead 2.
No, trash. I actually liked the first Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead was good.
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead 2 was not.
I remember the Pumpkinhead. They made a shit ton of those movies.
Yeah, so back in the 90s, whenever they had one successful, this is the worst thing about that.
Same thing with Leprechaun, dude.
Oh, we're getting there.
I bet that's on your list, ain't it?
We're getting there. We're getting there. The thing about the 90s is whenever they had a very successful good movie, they followed up with 15 sequels, which were each
dude,
terrible.
like ridiculous amount.
And the thing about that is they also did that with martial arts movies. Like, how many blood sports are there? Like 9.
Leprechaun in the Hood?
Hold on.
Whatever it was.
Matter of fact, that was not on here. There's actually one worse than that one.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
So here we go. Number 7, The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah.
So this was a 1973 remake, and it had the scene where he says "not the bees" or whatever.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a serious line, but it was the way he said it was hilarious.
It didn't need a remake. I don't know why they did that.
No. Okay, this one I wasn't born in this one, but I did do some research on this one. So again, we talked about the Amityville Horror was a very scary movie. It's a great movie. In 1983, they decided to come up with. Well, they made a sequel, which was bad. And then they decided, the sequel was trash. Let's double down on it and make another one. But we're going to make it in 3D. Amityville 3D in 1983. So let me ask you a question, Ed. 3D is just something that's being good now. Can you imagine how it was in 1983? Oh my God.
Yeah, it took them a while to master that.
God, man.
Like even some of the 90 3D movies were just not good.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's pretty good.
It's pretty good now, but I mean, it still has flaws in it.
Yeah.
Number 5. Okay, again, talking about things that didn't need a sequel. Jaws: The Revenge. Didn't y'all blow him up the first time?
Yeah, what was the concept of that?
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Jaws, first Jaws, I love that movie. But like, what was the concept of after they killed the shark? Was it a different shark in the next Jaws?
Man,
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I mean, it's not like I get Freddy Krueger after the 19th Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm just saying, but like you blew him up. Like you blew up Jaws. Like, how did he come back?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. This is where it starts getting really shitty. Number 4. So again, 1990, Troll. The movie Troll was a decent scary movie, but then they came out with Troll 2.
Garbage.
And boy, it was so bad that it was funny. Like, I don't know if this was a comedy or if this was a horror movie, because it wasn't scary at all. And it's become a cult classic. That it's one of those things that it's
Ernest Scared Stupid's trolls were scarier than that.
Exactly. Like, you didn't know if they were trolls or goblins. Like, that's the thing. And they looked like fucking goblins. They didn't look like trolls at all. Like, it was terrible. Like, it was so bad that it was good. It's one of those.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, 1995, Jacko.
Jacko. Yeah, that was dumb.
And that's supposed to be short for Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's a pumpkin-headed creature attacking the town. Ooh, I wonder how many stories they made of that. I mean, you can literally go and find 17 pumpkin-headed Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 2, Leprechaun 4. In space.
Oh, yeah, that was worse than the Hood one.
So the Hood one was actually on planet Earth. Okay.
They got so overboard with those damn Leprechaun movies, dude.
And the thing about this is
that one that would go like in the medieval times and stuff like that. I mean, like they went crazy overboard with those Leprechaun movies.
So I think they thought this movie sounded good on paper. But when they actually started making it,
There's no
like,
way.
there's no like I don't understand how this even made it to screen. Like I don't understand. Like I would have probably like got halfway through and just like gave it up.
I like the first Leprechaun. You know, it had Jennifer
Oh yeah.
Aniston. It was
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you remember the scene in what I can't remember what Leprechaun it was, where it was like the girl. This is here I am. I'm like 10 years old. Oh, tits, but like a girl had her tits, but it ended up being like the guy thought they were tits, but like it was like fan blades. But here's the thing though, it was just like the regular fan blades, like you have in your room, like the not box fan blades, but like the ones that rotate, like the little round ones. And he stuck his face in them. I don't think that would kill him. I don't think that would kill you. I think I think it would fucking hurt. I mean, it might take off some skin, but I don't think it would be enough to kill you.
Yeah.
Like these weren't like razor blades, but I always thought that was weird. All right, here we go. So number 1 and number 2, I couldn't decide which one was shittier. So I'm gonna go with 1B. 1B, Jason X.
Fucking horrible.
And where was Jason X at? This was in space as well.
It was in space.
So the thing about it is let's start with this movie real quick. So it takes place in like 2045 or 2400 and whatever. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. It takes place in the future. So they take Jason's mask, right? Well, he's frozen, right? They find him. He's frozen. He's on the ship. He's frozen or whatever. So they know that he's a killer, right? So what did they decide to do? They decided to unthaw him. Okay, so that's the premise. Do you know that these motherfuckers had a camp scene on the ship? There was a camp scene on the spaceship.
Hologram or whatever it was.
Yes. Like this movie, and then they made his fucking mask look like ass. Like it looked like styrofoam. It looked
he got like they buffed up with nano machines or something.
Yes.
Towards the end.
But the thing about it is it's like his mask looked like, well, it looked like shit. But it looked like the fucking Mighty Duck logo mask, but it was made out of styrofoam. Like I don't know if I'd have been scared or if I'd have like, man, I probably would have joked the shit out of him. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is not no.
All right, what's the next?
1A, Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, garbage. Yeah, really bad.
So first of all, this was the 8th one of the series of fighting Michael Myers. And this is, let me just tell you the scene that made this garbage. Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
The rapper.
I was about to say that. I was like, is this the one with Busta Rhymes? Yeah.
This is the one with Busta Rhymes where he's fighting Michael Myers with martial arts. Oh, my God.
Did that one have Tyra Banks in it, too?
Probably.
Else?
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, it probably. I mean... So that was your number 1 worst. And I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm missing, but these are the ones I can just think off the top of my head.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good top 10 list.
And here's the thing about Leprechaun in the Hood. Like, I think it wasn't all, I wasn't think it was supposed to be 100% scary. You know what I mean? I think it was like half and half. Like, cause they obviously had
funny.
Like,
they had a lot of comedy in it.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah. All right, Grant.
That is the Halloween. That's the Halloween edition of Top 10.
You got anything else you want to talk about, buddy?
That's it, man. I'm sure we'll get a bunch of backlash for everything that we've already said, so we'll just wait for the reviews to roll on in.
Oh, well. Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so plan of the attack is 2 more days. Stream Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Are you ready? Are you emotionally ready?
Hmm?
Are you emotionally ready for this game?
What are you talking about?
Emotionally, like, is your
emotional? I don't know. I'm really.
And I don't mean.
I'm
like
worried about the character creator.
I'm not worried about. I'm not talking about
I can't
happy
make
or sad.
Bald guy with a beard and kind of tall, nice build. Nope. If I can't do that, I'm gonna be really, really upset.
You know what you should do? This is what you should do: is you should make this character transed out, scars. Chest scars, top scars, whatever the fuck they call it, whatever they call it. You should go.
I'm not, because that's not how I play my RPGs that actually have character creators.
So let me ask you a question: Are you going to play the game like you would play it, or are you going to play it, or are you going to pick the trans answers?
I'm going to play it how I would on my choices
Okay.
and see where I can get with just what I want to choose.
What's funny is you'll get to the trans section and it's not going to let you proceed. it's not going to let you move until
This one game over.
Yeah, it's like choose this one.
Yeah. Okay,
Or it's going to choose it for you automatically.
Yeah.
Like, we know you're a bigot, so we chose it for you.
All right, Grant. You want to end it?
Is it?
End it.
All right, guys. So go follow us on Twitter at our DMG Gaming Podcast. Go follow us on YouTube. We're still growing at a great rate, so we appreciate y'all. Go follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and now go follow us on Rumble.
We are streaming live on Rumble, and we're going to be streaming live on Rumble going forward. Also, we'll be gaming live on Rumble too. Yeah, that's right. The Dragon Age Veilguard stream will be on Rumble.
So, Chris, look me in my eyes. Rumble, look me in my eyes. We want to be on the front page, buddy. Do it.
Hey, we might not be Charlie Kirk or Dan Bongino
or Steve Bannon,
but we're there.
We're here.
Trying to grow.
So, Chris, again, right here.
Look the man in his eyes.
Look me in my eyes. Look at me in these beautiful bluish hued eyes.
I don't know about that. I don't know about all that, buddy.
So,
looking at him in his forehead.
Don't do that.
See your reflection in his forehead.
Don't do that. You might want to go cook bacon.
But yeah, check us out on everything. Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff, YouTube, and definitely Rumble. All right, Grant.
We will be back live. We will be back live on the 31st, streaming Dragon Age for the final countdown. Or Ed will. I'll be here for commentary. And
we do podcasts every Tuesday and Friday.
So, guys, y'all have a good Halloween. All right. That we say? Yeah. Is that what you said? Good Halloween?
Good Halloween? Yeah. I mean, happy Halloween. What do you just say something?
We all can't go to trunk or treat like this rich guy over here, fucking Cadillacs and Suburbans.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about rich. What are you talking about?
Fucking Yukon,
what are you talking about?
Cadillac Escalades and Bentleys and shit over here.
It's trunk or treat.
Yeah,
everyone has them.
Okay, well, come trunk or treat.
Besides your neighborhood. I mean, your neighborhood is the exception here.
It's called pop the trunk. Pop the trunk or treat.
Pop the trunk?
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Peace.